What's up, chat? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the BFX channel, to be precise, right? I go by the name Telal Isakaran, known as what Big FX, right? And nobody doing it like us, right? Yeah, it's a Friday, it's the end of the what? The week, right? The end of the week, and yeah. Mostly, right? Fridays are known to kind of like give us, the bye-bye move, kind of like telling us that yeah, it's been a good week, so yeah, it's time to go. But this uh you know Friday, yeah, this Friday kind of like gave the move, but not like a move you'd be expecting, right? Uh mostly you have that kind of like huge range move that you can kind of like catch, right? I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. You have that kind of like long range move, like about over 100 pips, right? But yeah, it's all good. In the market, it's not about you kind of like having how do I even say it, having like uh the sweet part like every time, right? Sometimes it's just kind of like you just have to you know take the little things that you kind of like you're offered, right? It's not always the big stuff. Sometimes the little things also what it also matters, right? So yes, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, so anytime I drop a new video, what you will be able to what get notified and what tap into the knowledge. And yeah, let's help the channel grow. We're currently sitting at what 80 subscribers, guys. Let's grow the channel. Let's grow the channel, right? Let's get into the chat so I share with you guys what I'm saying. Let's get into it. All right, chat. This is my screen. This is my Gbpjpy screen. You guys can see. Alright, we have what a move. You can see my previous video, guys. At this point, I told you guys I don't want to conclude just here because we are still at the area of interest. So I'm expecting a movement, a move back into this area of interest, right? And yes, we did have the move, right? And price will break back into the area of interest below it, went below it a little, right? And came back here into the zone and pulled back a little bit and went to the upside, right? And guys, as I said, if you're kind of like very how do I even put it, the context for you guys, if you kind of like very opportunistic, right? Because you had this around 6, right? You had this around 6, right? 6, was of pre-landing. We're about an hour and 45 minutes away from more landing session opening, right? So we had this move that kind of like give this break to the upside, right? You can see for yourself, guys. But the move didn't last, guys, right? You can see just as we entered into the landing session, right? We had price reversing back to the area of interest, and since then price has just been ranging at this zone, right? And guys, you can see at this point we had the pattern, right? We had a pattern here, a chart pattern, right? A chart pattern which was a symmetrical a symmetrical a symmetrical triangle. You guys can see for yourself. You guys can see for yourself. Alright, we had a symmetrical triangle which a trend line I drew previously just at this point, right? We had it here, and just price broke above it, and just went head to the top. This what you can see at this resistance, and reversed, right? Just came, hit this resistance, and reversed back to the area of interest, and since then just ranging, right? Just ranging, guys, ranging. The symmetrical triangle broke to the upside. You guys saw for yourself. And guys, as you guys, if you've been following my previous videos, guys, you understand everything. What, when I'm breaking down, I bring references from my previous video, and blend it into this, right? So if you have been following, be able to digest what I'm saying, right? And I said in my previous video that at this point, the market is not giving us that clear move that it had been giving us previously, right? Because if I zoom out, right, you guys can see that we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? And at this point the market started ranging. So As I said, maybe right, there might be what a change in direction, right? That's why we're getting this consolidation, right? And as I said, if you are kind of like aggressive, right, you're gonna work catch able to catch this move, right? This move that about, let's calculate, right, the pips, right? About 80 pips, right? You could have been able to watch catch this move to the upside, right? It wasn't a bad trade at all, right? Price broke above all this area of interest. I said it, as price broke above, give us this pullback, right, to the trend line, and what came back to this area of interest, right? Came back to this area of interest, inside the pattern, and will break out, and will headed to the top, to this resistance as I drew, and came back to this area of interest. That's what ranging, right? You can see with what UJ, right? UJ was very clear. UJ was very clear. UJ was very, very clear. Also will give UJ also break out of this area of interest, and will give a pullback, right, into this area of interest, right? Give a area, sorry guys, a pullback to this area of interest, and which was during the Asian session, right? I said Asian session, sorry guys. The Asian session, and what or put moves to the upside, right? And also what to this resistance, right? You can see with the UJ, also kind of like giving us that kind of like uh lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, but also giving us this consolidation here. So as I said, hopefully, or maybe there is a change in what direction, right? So just let's see how it goes, 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 guys, let's see how it goes. All right, all right, all right. There you guys had it. You guys saw it for yourself, right? Especially with Gbpjpy, giving us that kind of like chat pattern, and breaking above the area of interest that I knew we had to kind of like come back, visit the zone. You can't just break it and just keep moving. You have to kind of revisit the zone, so we can have like a little bit of boost to kind of like take the move up. It did went up, but sorry, it did go up, but didn't kind of like uh as I said, give us that kind of like wide range. As I said, and the little things also matter, right? About 80 pips, but it was kind of like all good and cool, right? You could have kind of like just gotten an easy 1:3, right? 1:4, yeah. But it all depends on you, and how you kind of like you want your criteria to be, how you want your criteria to be met, right? Nice they, and also with USDJPY, you can see USDJPY and GBPJPY kind of like moving hand in hand relatedly, giving us that kind of like twin moves, right? Yeah, but it's kind of like very nice. You kind of like don't understand something here, you could kind of like easily see it here, and interpret it, and kind of like it just works with the two, right? So yes, hope you enjoyed the content. You kind of like found something, right? It's the end of the week, and we also had the United States give dropping what the inflation rate, which is what uh, worse than expected, and as of and the same with what CPI, all being worse, as worse than expected. Yeah, worse than expected, right? So yes, the end of the week. Hopefully next week we're coming in hot, hot, right? Coming in after the war, hot, hot. Like kind of like giving to the markets back to back. Hopefully we get that kind of like structure. Like market behavior. If it's a higher high, if it's a higher low, right? We kind of like move it. If it's a lower low, lower high, we know that this is where we are heading, right? So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, hit the thumbs up button so you can recommend this video to what other people. And yes, if you kind of like not subscribe to the channel, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the sub button, bro. Hit the sub, right? So anytime I drop a new video, you get updated, you get notified, and you'll be able to tap into the knowledge. You won't miss out, right? I really appreciate your time, being able to stick around for this long, watch this video. I really, really do appreciate it. And yes, it's been love, as you guys already know, since day one. I love you guys. I'll continue to bring you back to back content. Peace out.